Hello class, welcome to class today, Citizenship 2, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 to 8:30. I am your teacher and today we will review Chapter 4 and take a quiz, and then we will review Part 10 of the N400 application and also practice worksheets for marital history, okay? And then we will look at a video on YouTube to help you practice for your citizenship interview, okay? First, I want to show you the Facebook page to show you how to comment on the page. So this is our Facebook page. You can comment on the page. You see here I said, hello class, I will post a video Saturday, okay? Today is Saturday. I will post the video for you to watch, okay? You can comment below. Under comment, you can like it and comment as we go through the lesson, okay? So first, let's review Chapter 4 in the book. Please get your book and we will review Chapter 4, okay? So here is Chapter 4, the new United States, okay? If you have your book, it is on page number 50, page 50, Citizenship book, white book, page 50, Chapter 4, the new United States, okay? Please comment on Facebook that you have your book and you are on page 50 and you can see a picture of the colonists, okay? A picture of the colonists. So let's look at page 50 in the book to review, okay? So page 50 talks about the colonists, okay? And it says, in the 1770s, the colonists were angry at the British king. They said, the British laws are not fair. The colonists fought a war against the British army. What does war mean? What does war mean? War means a fight between two countries. Later on, we will learn about civil war, fight inside country, okay? Fight between people inside of the country. But now we are talking about war, fight between two countries, okay? Why did the colonists want to be free from the British, okay? Why did the colonists want to be free from the British? You can comment below and write your answer, okay? Comment with your answer below. Okay, so next we have page 51, colonists. Why did the colonists fight the British? Okay, why did the colonists fight the British? They wanted to be free. They did not want the king to choose their leaders anymore, okay? So the colonists fought the British because they did not want the king to choose their leaders anymore. Next, the colonists wanted to choose their own leaders. Okay, so they fought the British because they wanted to choose their own leaders. Page 52, the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence was written so the colonists could be free from the British. During the war, the colonists put their ideas on paper. So, during the war, the colonists put their ideas on paper. Remember, we said ideas mean thoughts. What you think, okay? What you think. Ideas are thoughts, what you think, okay? So the colonists put their ideas or thoughts on paper. The paper was called the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration told everyone, now the United States is free. Okay, now the United States is free. What does independence mean? What does independence mean? Independence means freedom. Okay, freedom. And what does declaration mean? Declaration. Declaration means a letter for everyone to read. If you know what independence and declaration mean, please write your answer below in the comments. Please write your answer in the comments. What does independence mean? What does declaration mean? Let's talk about the Declaration of Independence. What did the Declaration of Independence say? What did the Declaration of Independence say? It said all people have rights. All people have rights. Okay? That is why the colonists wanted to be free from British rule. They wanted all people to have rights. So we have the right to live our lives in freedom. The colonists wanted to be free from the British so that we could have the right to live our lives in freedom. And so we have the right to life and liberty. What does liberty mean? What does liberty mean? You can write your answer in the comments section, in the comments. Type your answer. What does liberty mean? Let's talk about the leaders of 13 colonies. Leaders of 13 colonies. The leaders of the 13 colonies agreed with the ideas in the Declaration. They agreed with the ideas in the Declaration. Agree means yes. Agree means yes. So, they voted yes on the Declaration. They voted yes on the Declaration. The Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4th, 1776. Can you repeat? The Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4th, 1776. The new United States. The new United States. Page 55. Page 55 in your book. The Americans won the war. Okay. Who did the Americans fight? Who did the Americans fight? Please write your answer in the comments. Write your answer in the comments. Who did the Americans fight? The 13 colonies became the United States of America. The 13 colonies became the United States of America. The 13 colonies became the 13 original states. The 13 colonies became the 13 original states. New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire were 3 of the new states. Can you write 3 more original colonies that became states? Can you write 3 more colonies that became states? Please comment with your answer and write 3 more original colonies that became U.S. states. New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire were 3. Can you write 3 more? Please write 3 more states that were original colonies before. And also, Delaware was the first colony to become a U.S. state. So, when they ask you which state was the first state, the answer is Delaware. Which original colony became the first U.S. state? Delaware. Let's talk about the Constitution. Okay, the Constitution. The U.S. leaders needed to make the rules for the country. Okay, the U.S. leaders needed to make the rules for the country. This is on page 56. 56 in your book. We are reviewing chapter 4 for the chapter 4 quiz. Okay, chapter 4 quiz. And then we will continue with the N400 application. Let's talk about the U.S. Constitution. So, after the colonists fought the British and they won, then they needed to make the rules for the country because now they are free from British rule. How did they do this? How did they make the rules for the country? They needed to set up a government, okay? Every state has a government. Every country has, most countries have a government. In the United States, we have the United States government. And in California, where we live, we have the government of California. We have a California governor. His name is Gavin Newsom, okay? So, if we talk about the government of the United States, how did the government of the United States make the rules? Okay? Well, in 1787, the leaders met together to write the United States Constitution. In 1787, the leaders met together to write the U.S. Constitution. What does Constitution mean? Can you remember what Constitution means? Please write your answer in the comments. Please write your answer in the comments. What does Constitution mean? Okay. Constitution means rules about the country's government. Okay, rules about the country's government. Let's talk about when the Constitutional Convention happened and what it did. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? Okay. This is on page 57. 57 in your book, Constitutional Convention. The meeting in 1787 was called the Constitutional Convention. So you can answer, when was the Constitutional Convention? The answer, 1787. Okay? Let's see, what happened at the Constitutional Convention? What happened at the Constitutional Convention? Can you tell me what happened at the Constitutional Convention? Please write your answer in the comments. Please write your answer in the comments. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? The Constitution was written. Correct. The Constitution was written. What is a convention? What is a convention? A convention is a meeting. Okay? A convention is a meeting. So, the colonists had a meeting to write the Constitution. That is what Constitutional Convention means. A meeting where they wrote the Constitution. Let's talk about the Federalist Papers. The Federalist Papers. Okay? This is on page 58. 58 in your book, the Federalist Papers. Some of the leaders wanted everyone to understand the new Constitution. Okay? So, how could the colonists help everyone understand the new Constitution? They wrote their ideas in the Federalist Papers. They wrote their ideas. Remember, ideas means thoughts. Okay? Thoughts. They wrote their thoughts in the Federalist Papers. Everyone say Federalist. Federalist Papers. Okay, so we reviewed the colonists fighting a war with the British to be free, to have the right to life and liberty. Okay, and then we talked about the Declaration of Independence. Okay, the colonists wanted to be free, so they wrote their Declaration of Independence. The Declaration said, now everyone is free. So now everyone is free. What do the colonists do next? Okay? the Declaration of Independence said everyone has rights, okay, rights, things they can do. Rights means things they can do, things the government lets you do, okay? For example, the government gives you the right, okay? The government lets you have the right to life and liberty. And remember, liberty means freedom, okay? So, if you are a United States citizen or lawful permanent resident, you have the right to life and liberty, okay? When you become a U.S. citizen, you will have the right to vote, but now you have the right to life and liberty, okay? So, after the colonists said yes to the Declaration of Independence, it was adopted, okay? That means they voted yes on July 4th, 1776. Can you tell me what holiday is on July 4th this year? Okay, it is Independence Day. Independence Day. Please repeat. Please say Independence Day. Okay, Independence Day. So how did we make sure that the laws were followed and we were free and had the right to life and liberty? Well, we had our first president, George Washington. George Washington was the first U.S. president. Okay, George Washington was the first U.S. president. We call him the father of our country. The father of our country. Okay, remember, George Washington was the first U.S. president and the father of our country. Today, you can see George Washington on every dollar bill. Every dollar bill. What does president mean? What does president mean? Please write your answer in the comments. Please write your answer in the comments. What does president mean? Okay. The answer is top leader of a country. Top leader of a country. So, if George Washington was our first president, let's look at other people who helped shape the United States, who helped start the United States. Okay? Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Benjamin Franklin started the first free libraries. Benjamin Franklin started the first free libraries. John Adams was the second president. Second means not first. Okay, not first. He was second. John Adams was the second U.S. president. Alexander Hamilton wrote the Federalist Papers. Alexander Hamilton wrote the Federalist Papers. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. So, Alexander Hamilton wrote the Federalist Papers. These papers helped Americans understand the Constitution. Okay. Remember, the Federalist Papers wanted to help the Americans understand the Constitution. So the people, the leaders, okay, some of the leaders wrote their ideas, thoughts down on paper so that people could understand the U.S. Constitution. Okay, so we are done reviewing. Let's go to the quiz. Okay, let's look at quiz for the new United States. Okay, let's look at the questions. Remember, in the comments, please answer in complete sentences, okay? Please answer in complete sentences. Let's look at number 1 together. Let's look at number 1 together. What does independence mean? Okay, so when you write your answer in the comments, okay, please remember, write a complete sentence. A sentence has a subject, verb, and object, okay? Number 1, what does independence mean? Please write your answers in the comments below, okay? Please write your answers in the comment section. Number 1, what does independence mean? Okay? Number 2, what does rights mean? Number 2, what does rights mean? Number 3, what does famous mean? What does famous mean? Please write your answer in the comments, okay? Please write your answer in the comments. Remember, write complete sentence. Number 4, who is the father of our country? Who is the father of our country? Number 5, what is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? What did Benjamin Franklin do? And number 6, when was the Constitution written? When was the Constitution written? Okay. So look at these questions. Please write your answer in the comments. Number 1, what does independence mean? Number 2, what does rights mean? Number 3, what does famous mean? Number 4, who is the father of our country? Number 5, what is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? And number 6, When was the Constitution written? I will give you 10 minutes to answer the question. Okay, 10 minutes to answer the question. Please write your answers in the comments below. Okay, let's review. Let's look at the answers and see what you got. Okay, let's see if you answered correctly. Okay, so number 1, what does independence mean? Okay. What does independence mean? Independence means freedom. Remember, answer the question in complete sentences. Okay? So, if the question is, what does independence mean? The answer is, independence means freedom. Okay? Independence means freedom. Number 2, what does rights mean? What does rights mean? Okay? Answer. Rights means things the government lets you do. Okay? Rights means things the government lets you do. Okay? Let's look at number 3. Number 3. Number 3. What does famous mean? What does famous mean? Okay? Famous means important. Famous means important. So, name one famous person, right? Name one important person, right? Okay. Number 4. Who is the father of our country? Who is the father of our country? Answer. George Washington is the father of our country. Okay? When you ask who, you are asking for a person. Okay? Who? George Washington. Remember, when you ask a question, what, who, when, okay, you are asking for more information. Remember, more information. You are not asking a yes or no question. You want more information, okay? So, when you ask who is the father of our country, the answer is George Washington is the father of our country. Number 5. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? The answer is Benjamin Franklin started the first free libraries. Okay? Benjamin Franklin started the first free libraries. Libraries are places where you can look at and read books for free. Okay? You can look at and read books for free in libraries. Please repeat. Libraries. Libraries. Okay? And number 6, when was the Constitution written? When? When? Remember, when is asking for more information. More information. Okay? So, when was the Constitution written? Okay? Answer. Complete sentence. The Constitution was written in 1787. The Constitution was written in 1787. Okay? So, I hope that you got all of the answers correct. I hope that you got all of the answers correct. and wrote them in complete sentence. Wrote them in complete sentences. Okay? Let's go to the next part of the quiz. Let's go to the next part of the quiz. Okay. Okay. The next part of the quiz. Okay. Remember this one, class? Please answer T for true or F for false. Remember this one? If false, make true. Remember. So, please answer true, T for true, or F for false. If the answer is false, make it true. Okay, remember? Let's look at the questions, okay? Number 1. The colonists wanted the British king to be their leader. Okay? The colonists wanted the British king to be their leader. Okay? True or false? Please write your answer in the comments. Please write your answer in the comments. T for true, F for false. Okay? Number 2. Washington wrote the Declaration of Independence. Washington wrote the Declaration of Independence. True or false? Okay. Number 3. The Constitution was written in 1776. The Constitution was written in 1776. Please answer true or false in the comments. Number 4. Adams was the first president. Adams was the first president. True or false? Number 5. George Washington is the father of our country. George Washington is the father of our country. True or false? And number 6. We celebrate Independence Day in June. We celebrate Independence Day in June. Okay. Please answer the questions true or false. You have 6 minutes to answer true or false. If false, make true. Okay? If false, make true. Remember, please write your answers in the comments section, okay? I want to know what you think. I want to know your answers. So thank you. Two more minutes, please. 2 more minutes to answer the questions. Thank you. Okay, ready? Let's see. Number 1. What did you write? The colonists wanted the British king to be their leader. True or false? The answer is false. The colonists did not want the British king to be their leader anymore. Okay, so number 1, false. Make it true. The colonists did not want the British king to be their leader. Okay? Number 2, Washington wrote the Declaration of Independence. Okay? True or false? Washington wrote the Declaration of Independence. The answer is false. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Number 3, the Constitution was written in 1776. The Constitution was written in 1776. The answer is false. The answer is false. The Constitution was written in 1787. The Constitution was written in 1787. Or you can say the Declaration of Independence was written in 1776. The Declaration of Independence was written in 1776. Number 4, true or false? Adams was the first president. False. George Washington was the first president. So you can say George Washington was the first president, or you can say Adams was the second president. Second. You have first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay? First, second, 3rd, 4th. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5th. Okay, 5. So, Adams was the 2nd president. Okay. And number 5. George Washington is the father of our country. True or false? George Washington is the father of our country. The answer is true. Yes, he is. Okay. Number 6. We celebrate Independence Day in June. We celebrate Independence Day in June. The answer is false. We celebrate Independence Day in July. July 4th, Independence Day. Okay? Okay, class, let's take a short break and we will continue in 10 minutes with our short. After our break, we will start with a review of the N400 application. Okay? Thank you, class. Please take a 10-minute break. Okay, hello class, and welcome back. Now we are going to look at N400 application. N400 application, information about your marital history. Okay, remember, marital means married, divorced, widowed, single. Okay, so when you are filling out the N400 application, you are going to choose one. Okay, you're choosing one: single, never married, married, divorced, widowed. Okay, separated. Separated means you are still married but you do not live together. Okay, so fill out single, married, divorced, widowed, separated. Just check one box. You're checking one box. That's number one. Number two, if you are married, is your spouse a current member of the U.S. Armed Forces? Yes or no? Okay, yes or no. How many times? Number three, how many times have you been married? Okay, 1, 2, okay. Write the number in the box. Write the number in the box. 1, 2, or 3. Okay. But if you are single and have never been married, never, you go to part 11. Skip to part 11. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, number one, what is your current marital status? Remember, current means right now. Okay, right now. What is your current marital status? Single, never married, married, divorced, widowed, separated. Okay. If you have never been married, go to part 11. Okay, next part. Skip part 10. Okay, do not fill out. But if you have been married, if you have, how many times have you been married? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Write the number in the box. Okay. Number 4. If you are married now, okay, remember, now means current. Now means currently. So if you have been married, if you are married now, currently, write your spouse's legal name. Okay, write your spouse. Spouse is husband or wife. Okay, current. So right now, your spouse, husband or wife, legal name, last name, first name, middle name. Okay, last name, first name, middle name. Okay. Did your husband or wife have a name before? Did your husband or wife have a name before? If they did not, leave it blank. If they did not, leave letter B, and C blank. Okay? Now, let's look at letter D. Okay, letter D. Current spouse, husband or wife, date of birth. Remember, date of birth. You need the day, the month, first month, day, then year. For example, 06 for June, 17th, 17 for day, and 1956 for year. Okay, full year, 1956. Okay, June 17th, 1956, 06171956. Okay, And then you need letter E, date you entered into marriage, okay? Date you entered into marriage. So again, month, day, year, okay? Month, day, year. If you do not remember your date of marriage, please look at your marriage certificate to find out the exact day you were married, okay? The month, the day, and the year of your marriage. So remember, you need your current marital status, number 1, single, never married, or married, or divorced, or widowed. Remember, widowed means your husband or wife, your spouse, your husband or wife, your spouse has passed away, okay? So you are a widow if your husband or wife passed away, okay? Number 2, if you are married, is your spouse a current member of the U.S. Armed Forces? Remember, current means right now. So is your current husband or wife a part member of the U.S. Armed Forces? Okay? Yes or no? Then number 3, how many times have you been married? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, write the number in the box. Write the number in the box here. Okay. Number 4, if you are married now, currently, provide the following information about your current spouse. Again, current means now, so you will fill out the information about your husband or wife that you are married to right now. Okay, you need the husband or wife's legal name, last name, first name, middle name. Then you need the current spouse. Previous, remember, previous means before. Previous means before. So you need the married spouse's previous name if they have. If not, skip. If not, skip. Do not fill this out. Letter B, previous legal name. Do not write if there is no name from before. Okay. Letter C, other names used by current spouse. No. If they have no nickname, do not write here. And letter D, current spouse date of birth. Okay, when is your husband or wife's birthday? And letter E, date you entered into marriage means date you got married. Okay, remember, month, day, year. If you do not remember, please look at your marriage certificate. Okay, so you are looking at the date of marriage with your current spouse, husband or wife right now. Okay, then it wants you to continue part 10 by looking at current spouse, previous home, current spouse, present home address, okay? Current spouse, present home address. That is where they live now. They live with you, okay? You fill out your address with the information, okay? Letter F, current spouse, present home address, okay? Where do they live now? Where does your husband or wife live now? So you will put the street number and name. Street number and name. Remember, abbreviations. apartment, suite, floor. Okay, remember, if you live in a house, you just write the name and street number. Okay, if you live in an apartment, you will write check apartment box, okay, and write apartment number. Okay, for example, if you live on 1532 1532 West Broadway Street, remember ST, abbreviation for street, apartment 32, then you will write 1532 Broadway Street, okay, Broadway Street, check apartment box, and inside the box number, here, number, you will write 32, okay, 32. Then you have city, okay, which is what city you live, your husband or wife lives in, what city your husband or wife lives in. State, remember abbreviations, CA for California, CO for Colorado, AZ for Arizona. Okay, you will choose the correct state, then you will write the zip code 92831, for example, 92831, for example. Okay, then you're skipping province or region because you live in the United States, and this is asking for foreign, out of United States. You live inside the United States, so you are not writing here. Now, letter G. Current spouse, current employer or company. Okay, so if your husband or wife is working, where do they work? Okay, if your husband or wife is working, where do they work? Write that in the box. Okay, number 5. Remember, employer means what company do they work for? Okay. Number 5, is your current spouse a U.S. citizen? Okay. Check yes or no in the box here. Yes or no. Is your current spouse a U.S. citizen? Check yes or no. If you answered yes, answer number 6. If you answered no, go to number 7. So, if you answered yes, that your husband or wife is a U.S. citizen, okay, you will answer number 6. If your current spouse is a U.S. citizen, complete the following information, okay? If your husband or wife is a U.S. citizen, complete the following information. Letter A, when did your current spouse become a U.S. citizen? Okay. Now, when did your current spouse become a U.S. citizen is going to be at birth, okay? At birth or other, okay? And if it is other, go to item B, okay? Item B. Date your current spouse became a U.S. citizen. Month, day, year. If your husband or wife, if your spouse is not a U.S. citizen, you will go to number 7. If your husband or wife is a U.S. citizen, you will stay on number 6 and write that your husband or wife became a citizen at birth, or other, and write the date. Remember, month, day, year. If your current spouse is not a U.S. citizen, okay. Number 7, if your current spouse is not a U.S. citizen, complete the following information. Okay, complete the following information. A, current spouse country of citizenship. So, if your husband or wife is not a U.S. citizen, what is their current country of citizenship or nationality? Okay, and that would be Vietnamese. Okay, country of citizenship is Vietnam. Okay, country of citizenship is Vietnam. Current, letter B, current spouse's A number. Okay, if you don't know it, it's okay. If you don't know it, it's okay. Letter C, current spouse's immigration status. This is important. Current spouse's immigration status. This is important. Okay. Lawful permanent resident. Lawful permanent resident. Is your husband or wife a lawful permanent resident? Check there, okay? Check there if your husband or wife is a lawful permanent resident. Now, number 8. Number 8. Okay, number 8. How many times has your current spouse been married? Okay, so if you and your husband are married, how many times have you been married? 1, 2. Okay, for example, now they want to know how many times has your husband or wife been married, okay? How many times has your husband or wife been married? If they have been married more than once, okay? If they have been married more than once, so once is with you, okay? The first one is with you. If they have been married before, remember before, prior, you will need the prior spouse information, okay? For example, if your spouse has been married before, you need to write their prior husband or wife name, okay? Last name, first name, middle name, and what their immigration status was, okay? So, for example, if you are married now and your husband or wife was married before, you need to write the husband or wife from before, their information. So, family name, last name, first name, middle name, and their immigration status. So, were they a U.S. citizen? Were they a lawful permanent resident? But look, if you don't know, you do not have to write. Okay? If you don't know, you do not have to write. Now, date of birth of my current spouse. Okay? Date of birth of my current spouse's prior spouse. If you know it, answer. If you don't know it, it's okay. Current country of birth, okay, country of birth of my current spouse's prior spouse. So if your husband or wife had a husband or wife before you need to write their information here. You need to write their date of birth, their country of birth, their country of citizenship. Now, if you do not know this information, it is okay. Okay? If you do not know, it is okay. But if you know, you need to write. So. Okay, so this is information about your husband or wife's prior spouse. Okay, if they did not have, if they only married you one time, you do not have to fill this out. Okay, you do not have to fill this out. Now, next it will ask you my current spouse, date of marriage with prior spouse. Now, your current spouse, your current husband or wife, their date of marriage with their prior spouse. Okay, so when did they marry their prior husband or wife, the wife or husband from before, and when did that marriage end? Okay, so when did the marriage begin? And letter G, when did the marriage end? Okay, and now it's asking how my current spouse marriage ended. Okay, letter H, how my current spouse, my husband or wife right now, how did the marriage end with their husband or wife from before? Annulled, divorced, spouse deceased. Okay, so annulled means they ended it. Okay, they canceled it. Okay, divorced means they legally separated. Okay, they legally signed paperwork to divorce. Then spouse deceased, they became a widow. Okay, they became a widow. Remember, widow means your husband or wife passed away. Okay. Now, number 9. Number 9 is asking if you were married before, can you provide the information for your previous marriage? Okay. So if you had a husband or wife before, can you complete the information about your previous husband or wife, okay, from before? Can you give their last name, first name, middle name? Now, if you have only been married once, okay, because remember, it asks you how many times have you been married, and if you say once, then you do not need to fill out this information because you only have one spouse, your current spouse, okay? But if you had a husband or wife from before, okay? If you had a husband or wife from before, then you need to fill out this part, okay? Prior spouse, husband or wife, legal name, last name, first name, middle name. Their immigration status, okay, their immigration status. Were they a U.S. citizen, a lawful permanent resident? Okay, pick one. Letter C, your prior spouse's date of birth. Okay, so if you know your spouse, husband or wife, date of birth from before, okay, what is their date of birth? Month, day, year. Okay. Letter D, their spouse, your prior spouse's country of birth. Okay. your prior spouse's country of birth, your prior spouse's country of nationality or citizenship, okay? So, for example, Vietnam, letter F, date of marriage with your prior spouse, okay? Remember, if you only had one marriage, you do not need to fill this out. If you had a marriage from before, then you need to fill this out and put the country of citizenship, okay, of your spouse, not you. Of your spouse, your husband or wife from before, not your current one. Remember, current is right now. You need it for the prior, okay? And if you remember the date of marriage, okay, the date of marriage, and the date the marriage ended, okay, the date the marriage ended. So when did the marriage end with your spouse, okay? And letter B or H, is that H? Okay, how marriage ended with your prior spouse. So how did the marriage end with your prior spouse? Again, if your current, which means right now, if your current husband or wife had a prior marriage, they are filling out how the marriage ended. If you had a prior husband or wife, spouse, you are filling out this answer for yours, okay? So of the previous, prior, before. So was it annulled, canceled? Did you divorce? Okay, or did your spouse, your prior spouse, pass away? Okay, so that was part 10. Okay, so part 10 is asking you, information about your marital history. Okay, so first they want to know, okay, the U.S. government wants to know about you. So they want to know, are you married now, currently, current? What is your current marital status? Single, married, divorced, widowed, okay? If you are married, is your spouse, husband or wife, a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident? What is their information? Their last name, first name, middle name? What is their, did they have any names before? Okay, they want to know that. Did they have any names before? What is your spouse's date of birth? Your current spouse's date of birth? What is the date that you got married? Okay, when did you get married? Now, remember, yes, no question. Are you married? Yes. When did you get married? July 2nd, 1995. Okay? Remember, are you married? Yes or no? Yes or no answer. When is asking for more information. Okay? More information. Then they want to know, where does your husband or wife now live? Okay? Where does your current husband or wife live now? Probably with you, okay? With you. So you will write your address, your street name and number, okay? If you live in an apartment, you will check apartment and write the number in the box, okay? Write the number in the box. City, what city do you live in? State, okay, state. Now, county, is Orange County or Los Angeles County, okay? Those are the two major counties. So if you live in Anaheim or Westminster or Garden Grove or Santa Ana or Fullerton or Placentia, you are going to put Orange County as your county, okay? And the state is California. Remember abbreviations, California, CA, okay? And the zip code, 92831, for example, 92801, for example, okay? and your current spouse's employer or company. Okay, if your husband or wife works, where do they work? You will write where they work. Okay. Next, part number 5, question number 5, you are answering, is your current spouse a U.S. citizen? Is your current spouse a U.S. citizen? Yes or no? Okay. You see, it's a yes or no answer. Okay. If you answered yes, answer number 6. Okay. If you answered no, go to number 7. Okay. So, is your spouse a U.S. citizen? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. When? When did they become a U.S. citizen? Or if you answer no, question number 7. Question number 7. What is your current spouse? Complete the following information. If your current spouse is not a U.S. citizen, complete the following information. So here you're going to write current spouse country of citizenship, Vietnam. Okay. Current spouse, a number. If you don't know it, that's okay. Leave it blank. And letter C, current spouse immigration status. This is the spouse you have now. What is their status? Okay. Are they a lawful permanent resident or other? Okay. Number 8, how many times has your current spouse been married? Okay. So it wants to know how many times has your current spouse been married? Okay. 0, 1, 2. It would be 1 if it is just with you. It will be 2 if they had a marriage from before. Okay. So it will be 1, 2, 3. Okay. How many times has your current spouse been married? If it is 1, you do not need to answer questions about previous. If it is 2, that means it is you and someone from before. So you need to answer questions about that marriage before. Okay? So you're looking at letter A, legal name of my current spouse, prior spouse. Okay, so look, you are looking at the legal name, last name, first name, middle name, immigration status, date of birth, country of birth, country of citizenship for your husband or wife's prior marriage. Okay, if they do not have a prior marriage before you do not need to fill this out. Okay. Then you have your current spouse date of marriage to their prior spouse. So if this information is not does not apply to you, it is not about you, then you do not need to fill this out. So if your spouse's prior spouse, if there was no marriage before yours, then you skip all of this. If there was, then you need to fill this out. Okay. So you have date of marriage, date marriage ended, how did it end? Okay. Annulled, divorced, deceased. Okay. Then you have if you were married before, provide the following information about your prior spouse. Okay. So you're looking at your prior spouse legal name, last name, first name, middle name, immigration status, date of birth, country of birth, country of citizenship, date the marriage happened, date began, date marriage ended, and how did the marriage end. Okay. Annulled, canceled, divorced, spouse deceased. Okay. Now, Let's look at a worksheet. Okay, let's look at practice for when you fill it out. Okay, fill out part 10 of the N400. So if you look at this worksheet, Family, Marital Status, and Spouses, N400 vocabulary to study, okay, pronunciation and spelling practice. These words about marital status and spouses are on your N400 application. Practice saying and spelling these words. Talk about what they mean with your teacher. So you're looking at how do you write your full name, okay? And remember, your full name is your first name, middle name, last name. First name, middle name, last name. Spouse. Here, you're just practicing how to say spouse and how to write it, okay? For example, everyone repeat full name. Say full name, okay? Full name. First name, okay? First name. Middle name. Middle name. Last name. Last name. Spouse, okay? Spouse. Husband. Husband. Wife. Wife. Now, your spouse is your husband or wife, okay? Spouse means husband or wife, okay? Then we have marital status. Marital status, okay? Married. Married. Single. Single. Divorced. Divorced. Widowed. Widowed. Date of birth. Date of birth, okay. When were you born? Okay. 7/6/86, okay. Place of birth. Place of birth. Nationality. Nationality. What is your nationality? Okay. Difference between nationality, country of nationality, okay? Nationality, Vietnamese. Nationality, Vietnamese. Country of nationality, Vietnam. Country of nationality, Vietnam. And address. What is your address? Okay. Let's look at marital status. Okay. Marital status. Your application has questions. Okay. Your application has questions about your marital status and your spouse. So, marital status, again, what does marital status mean? Marital status means married, single, divorced, widowed, okay? Married, single, divorced, widowed. And your spouse. Spouse, husband or wife. Husband or wife, okay? Marital status means, are you married or single? Are you married or single? Okay? Your teacher will explain the different types of marital status. Then circle the answer for your situation. Okay, so let's look at the different types of marital status. Let's look at your marital status. Answer, yes or no. Okay? Answer, yes or no. Are you married? Are you married? Yes. Okay. Are you single? No. Are you divorced? No. Divorced means legally separated, legally signed paperwork, divorced. No longer together by law, okay? Are you widowed? Are you widowed? No. Widowed means, did your husband or wife pass away? Did your current spouse pass away? Yes or no, okay? So now you can answer, what is your marital status? What is your marital status? Write your answer in the comments. Write your answer in the comments. I'm what? What's your marital status? I'm married. I'm single. Okay. You answer this question in the comments. Okay. What's your marital status? Please answer in the comments. I'm married, or I'm single, or I'm divorced, or I'm widowed. Okay. Your application, okay, now we talk about your spouse. Okay, now we talk about your spouse. Your application has questions about your spouse. Remember, spouse means husband or wife. On your application form, on your N400, you read the word spouse. In your interview, you say the words husband or wife. Okay, for example, on your application, you will write spouse, okay? You will read the word spouse. In your interview, you say the words husband or wife. So when the officer asks you, are you married? Yes. What is your wife's name? What is your husband's name? Okay? Same thing as spouse, okay? So spouse has two meanings, husband or wife. Okay, husband or wife. So if you see here, spouse equals, okay, spouse equals W. How do you spell wife? Wife. W-I-F-E. Wife. Okay, spouse. Wife. W-I-F-E. Now, the next one, spouse, can be husband. How do you spell husband? H-U-S-B-A-N-D. Husband. Okay? Wife, husband. Let's look at information about your spouse, okay? Information about your spouse. Fill out the information for your situation, okay? Fill out the information for your situation. If you are single, you don't have to write in this section. If you are single, you don't have to write in this section, okay? Now, let's practice though. Let us pretend that you are married, okay? You are married. What is your wife's name? What is your wife's name? Okay? Please answer in the comments. Please answer in the comments. Her name is, okay? What's your wife's name? Her name is Jessica, okay, for example. Is she a U.S. citizen? Is she a U.S. citizen? Yes, she is, or no, she isn't. Okay? Yes, she is, or no, she is not. What's her address? Okay? What's her address? She lives at, and you write your address. Okay? street number, street name, city, state, zip code. Okay? Number, name, city, state, zip code. Okay? For example, what's her address? She lives at 1532 West Broadway Street, Garden Grove, California 90072. Okay, for example. Oh, let's look at this. What's your husband's name? So they have wife and husband, okay, for you to practice. So if you have a wife or husband, you will fill out one of these, okay, one of these. Pick one. If you are a woman, you have a husband. If you are a man, you have a wife, okay? What's your husband's name? So first we did wife's name. Now let's do husband's name, okay? His name is Jim, okay? What's your husband's name? His name is Jim. Is he a U.S. citizen? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Or no, he is not. Okay, pick one. Choose one. What's his address? Okay, what's his address? So first we did what's her address. Now we do what's his address. He lives at 1723 East Raymond Street. 1723 East Raymond Street, Anaheim, California 92801. Okay, Anaheim, California. Remember, abbreviation. California, CA. Okay, CA. 9 zip code 92801. Okay. Then we have short answer. Okay. Practice these questions and short answers with your teacher. Okay. Practice these questions and short answers with your teacher. Is John a U.S. citizen? Is John a U.S. citizen? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Or, no, he is not. There are 3 ways you can answer no. Okay? No, he is not. No, he's not. Or no, he isn't. Okay? Any of these will work. Is Susan a U.S. citizen? Is Susan a U.S. citizen? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Or no, she is not. No. What is another way to say no? Look at the box. What is another way to say no? No, she's not. No, she's not. No, she isn't. Okay? No, she isn't. So when the officer asks you, is your husband or wife a U.S. citizen? You can say, yes, he is, or yes, she is, or no, he isn't. No, he is not. No, she isn't. No, she's not. Okay? Okay, class, let's take a break. 10 minutes. Let's take a 10-minute break. We will be back. Thank you, class. Okay, class, welcome back. I hope you had a good break. Okay. Now, for the last part of our class today, we are going to watch a practice citizenship interview. Okay? Practice citizenship interview. So if you look, remember her. She will be the one who will practice the interview. Okay? She is the teacher. And you have a student who will practice with her. Okay, we will stop and pause the video so we can think about the questions to make sure we understand. Okay, because the interview is questions from N400 part 12. Okay, N400 part 12 application. These citizenship interview questions are from the N400 application part 12. Okay, so let's look at it and see if we understand all of the questions.
Please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Put down your hand. What did you promise?
Tell the truth.
Good. Please sit down.
Okay, so the officer will ask you, do you promise? Raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And you say, yes, I do. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Come a little bit closer. Thank you very much. Why are you here today? Why are you here today?
Become a citizenship interview.
Good. Why do you want to become an American citizen?
Okay, listen. So, the first question, why are you here today? Remember, class, remember the answer. Why are you here today? I am here for my citizenship interview. Okay? I am here for my citizenship interview. Do not say interview citizenship. No. I am here for my citizenship interview. Okay? And why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Okay? Why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Okay? Why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Answer. I want to become a U.S. citizen to be free. Or what is your answer? Okay?
Live with my family.
Good. What do you miss about your old country, India?
My family and my friends.
Okay. And let me see. Do you have any questions before we continue?
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, continue. Okay. Explain how you are eligible to become a U.S. citizen.
I am a 5 years legal permanent resident.
Good. Show me your green card and driver's license and passport. What date did you become a legal permanent resident?
Okay. So they will ask you, what date did you become a legal permanent resident? Okay, the answer is on your green card if you do not remember. Okay, if you do not remember, the answer is on your green card. Month, day, year. Okay.
Are vegans healthy? Are vegetarians healthy? French fries and beer are vegan, so you tell me.
Hi, I'm Rex Moore with the Motley Fool.
And your country of birth and nationality is India, correct? Okay. And are you requesting any accommodations because of a disability? Yes. Are you requesting any accommodations because of a disability? Do you have any problems with seeing or requesting any accommodations because of a disability?
Okay, remember class, are you requesting any accommodations due to a disability? Remember, disability cannot do something. So you answer yes or no, okay? Accommodation, help. Are you asking for help because of a disability? Okay? Are you asking for help, accommodation, due to, because of a disability, something you cannot do? Okay? Answer yes or no.
Yes. Are you requesting any accommodations because of a disability? Do you have any problems with seeing or hearing or walking? No. Okay.
Okay, let me see really quick.
Okay. Come a little bit closer. Thank you very much. Why are you here today? Why are you here today?
Citizenship interview.
Good. Why do you want to become an American citizen?
Live with my family.
Good. What do you miss about your old country, India?
My family and my friends.
Okay. And let me see. Do you have any questions before we continue?
Yes, continue.
Yeah, continue. Okay. Explain how you are eligible to become a U.S. citizen.
I am a 5 years legal permanent resident.
Good. Show me your green card and driver's license and passport. What date did you become a legal permanent resident?
September 5, 2013.
And your country of birth and nationality is India, correct? Okay. And are you requesting any accommodations because of a disability? Yes. Are you requesting any accommodation?
So she asked the officer to repeat. Remember, I said it's okay, it's okay. You can ask the officer to repeat the question. Could you repeat that, please? I'm sorry, excuse me. Could you repeat that, please? I didn't hear you. Okay? They will repeat the question. That is okay.
Because of a disability. Do you have any problems with seeing or hearing or walking?
No.
Okay, great.
Remember, I said disability, you cannot do something. So did you see the officer, teacher? She did. Can you not see, hear, or walk? Okay.
Your current home address, are you in San Jose, Milpitas, or Fremont? Milpitas. And how many years have you lived in Milpitas?
I have lived in 6 years.
6 years, okay. Do you have any previous home addresses?
No.
Okay. How do you support yourself?
My husband is working.
Okay. And so he provides for your whole family, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have you taken any trips outside the United States in the past 5 years?
Yes.
How many how many trips have you taken outside the United States?
I've taken in 3 times, the trip.
Yeah. And how many total days altogether
days of 105.
Okay. And tell me about your last trip. When did you leave and when did you come back?
September 2nd, 2018, and come back for
Okay, so the officer will ask you how many trips in the last 5 years. You will say 1, 2, 3, 0, okay? Then the officer will ask you about information about your last trip, okay? Your most recent trip. And you will tell them the date you left and the date you came back, okay? So last trip, okay? When did you leave the United States and when did you come back?
for 17 September 2018.
So, how many days were you gone?
Total of 12 days.
12 days. So quick, did you go to India?
Yes, my brother marriage.
Wow. Okay, that was a really quick trip. Okay, so and so you went to India, correct? Okay. What is your current marital status?
Married.
And what is the date of your marriage?
November 2nd, 2011.
Okay. And is your husband a U.S. citizen?
No.
Is he going to become a citizen?
Yes.
Okay. And
So the officer will ask you, what is the date of marriage, okay, of your current spouse, husband or wife, okay? Then they will ask you, what, is your husband or wife, is your spouse a U.S. citizen, yes or no? And then they will ask you, do they want to become? Because you want to become a U.S. citizen, right? So you want to become a U.S. citizen. Does your spouse want to become a U.S. citizen too? Yes or no? Okay.
who petitioned for you to come to the United States? Yeah, who petitioned for you, or who sponsored you to come to the United States?
My husband.
Your husband, and did he come over on a H-1B visa, or who sponsored him to come to the United States? H-1B. Okay, great.
Okay. The officer will ask you, who sponsored you to come to the United States? Who sponsored you to come to the United States? Sponsored means help. Who helped you, okay? Who helped you come to the United States? Sorry. Excuse me. Who helped you? Who sponsored you to come to the United States? Okay?
Now, do you have any children?
Yes, I have two.
Okay, and are they American citizens? Are they born here?
They're born here.
Okay, and do they live with you?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you additional questions. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen?
No.
Have you ever voted in any U.S. elections?
No.
Did you vote in India?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any title of nobility in a foreign country?
No.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent? Very good. Have you ever been declared legally incompetent? Has a judge or a doctor said that you cannot make important life decisions?
Okay, listen to that, class. She asked the student, have you ever been declared legally incompetent? Remember, legally incompetent means a judge or doctor said that you cannot make decisions for yourself, okay? Now, the student asked the teacher, to repeat the question, okay? The officer said, have you ever been declared legally incompetent? The student said, could you repeat the question? That is okay. You can do that, okay? The officer, teacher, said, yes, thank you. Have you ever been declared legally incompetent? Has a judge or doctor ever said you cannot make decisions on your own? Okay.
Okay. Have you ever failed to file your taxes? Yes. Okay. Now, listen to this verb, okay? Have you ever failed? No. No, oh yeah. Yeah. Have you ever failed to file your taxes? Do you owe any taxes? No. Do you pay your taxes every year? Do you pay with your husband? Yeah. Yeah, together. Okay. So you file a joint tax return. Okay. Do you belong to any groups or organizations? No. Are you a member or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? No. What is communism? So okay, so next time, don't say yes, don't say no. Ask me before you say yes or no. So communism is the government of China, Vietnam, North Korea, and Cuba. So I'm going to ask you, have you ever been a terrorist? No. What is terrorist? It's a group of organization, yeah. And the group is attack the people. Yeah, they attack the people. Very good. Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by either force or violence? No. Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, or a member of any social group or political opinion? No. Okay. Have you ever participated in genocide? Yeah, good. Have you ever participated in genocide? Have you ever tried to kill a large amount of people? No. Okay. Have you ever tortured anyone? No. Okay. Have you ever tried to kill someone? No. Have you ever badly hurt a person or killed a person on purpose? No. Okay. Have you ever been forced or tried to force someone into the army? Sure. Have you ever forced or tried to force a child under 15 to become a soldier? No. Okay, great. Have you ever participated in a military unit, rebel group, or militia? No. Have you ever been a member of a gang? No. Okay. Have you ever...
Okay, so these are all questions that they will ask you during the interview. Okay, they just want to know about you and how you are as a person. Are you a good person? Are you a moral person? Are you a bad person? Have you ever done anything wrong? Have you ever tried to hurt someone or kill someone? Have you ever been part of a genocide? Genocide means killing a lot of people. Have you ever been a terrorist? Okay. Have you ever attacked people? That's what terrorist means, attack people. Okay. Have you ever tried to overthrow the government? Okay. Overthrow means take over the government. Okay. Take over, control the government. Have you ever been a member of a communist party? Okay. Communist, control over people. Okay.
Ever been arrested or committed a crime? No. What is a crime? Crime is illegal violence. Yeah. Violence to people. Yeah. Can you give me an example of a crime? Shooting. What is it when you take something that you steal? Steals, yeah. Okay. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? No. What is a habitual drunkard? To Mm-hmm. Have you ever been? Have you ever sold or smuggled illegal drugs or narcotics? What are illegal drugs? Cocaine. Can you think of another one? Yeah. How do you know if you don't use them, right? Cocaine or opium? Opium. I don't know. How do they? What's the word for that in Hindi? Opium? I don't know. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever married more than one person at the same time? No. Okay. Did you marry your husband to get an immigration benefit? No. Okay. Did you help anyone enter the United States illegally? No. Have you ever gambled illegally? No. Okay. Have you ever failed to support your child or pay alimony? Sure. Have you ever failed to give money to support your children or to pay an ex-husband money to support them? No, okay. Have you ever lied to the U.S. government to get public benefits? No. What are public benefits? Can you give me an example? Okay, so next time please ask me, okay? So public benefits are social service.
Okay, remember class, when you don't know what something means, when you do not understand the question, do not just answer it, okay? Ask the officer, what does it mean, okay? When you do not understand something, ask, what does it mean, okay? Now, the officer teacher said, have you ever received benefits? Have you ever lied? Okay, not said the truth about to receive benefits, assistance from the government. Okay, public benefits. What does it mean? Public benefits. It means help from the government, okay, for food, housing, okay, money.
Or financial support from the government. So, for example, they give you health care, they might give you help to pay your rent, they might give you food stamps, they might give you a discount for child care or scholarship or something like that, okay? Okay, so next time you will know, okay? Have you ever served in the army in India or the United States? Okay, you support the U.S. Constitution and the form of government. What is the Constitution? The supreme law of the land. What is our form of government? U.S. democracy. Yeah, the United States and India is a democracy. In fact, India is the biggest democracy in the world, yeah? Okay, do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Okay, what is an oath? Okay, and what is allegiance? Allegiance means loyalty. Loyalty. So, oath of allegiance is I promise to be loyal to the United States. If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms in the U.S. Army? Yeah. Okay, what is to bear arms?
Protect, I can use for gun and protect the people.
Yes. Are you willing to perform non-combatant services for the U.S. Army?
Yes.
Okay. What is non-combatant?
Not use weapons.
Okay, very good. So you're helping the Army, but you're not using weapons. Are you willing to help the government during a national emergency?
Yes.
Do you promise everything you say is true?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you a couple questions. So you're doing very well. You've only been in class a couple of days.
Thank you.
You're doing so well, okay? What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please repeat that.
Yeah. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? So when we take the oath of allegiance, we're we're promising to be loyal to
The law.
we're promising to be loyal to the United States, okay? Yeah. So who does a U.S. Senator represent?
The Milpitas Senator is Kamala Harris.
So for California,
Okay.
she represents, so the question is, who does a U.S. Senator represent? A U.S. Senator
Kamala.
represents all the people in the state.
Oh.
So, and the name of our senators, we have two.
Okay.
Our senators is Kamala Harris and Dianne Feinstein. Okay, so that's the name, but the question is, who does a U.S. Senator represent? All the people in the state, okay? What is an amendment?
Sets of the government.
Okay, that's the Constitution, and an amendment is part of the Constitution. So there's the Constitution, and then after the Constitution, there's 27 amendments. So the first 10 amendments are the Bill of Rights. So an amendment is a change to the Constitution, okay? No. Hey, you have not studied this yet, so you're doing okay. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years?
Please can you repeat that?
Sure. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years?
2 years.
2 years. Very good. Name one state that borders Canada. Alaska. This one. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? What is one promise that you make when you become a United States citizen?
Give up the loyalty to other people.
Yeah, so to other governments, so, and you're promising to be loyal to the United States. Okay, very good. Not this guy. This is one we studied tonight. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s.
Civil War.
Civil War. Some of these are weird. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived?
Native Americans.
Very good. Okay, when do we celebrate Independence Day?
July 4th.
Oh, I think I asked you that the last time, yeah. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens?
Responsibility. Citizen is 18 to 26 can vote.
Okay, so you're right. It is, so only citizens can vote in a U.S. election, okay? All right, so let's do the last one. Who makes federal laws? Not the president.
Federal law.
Yeah, who makes federal laws?
Federal law, just.
So who's making and who's debating the laws?
Congress.
Congress is, yeah, okay. Last one, I promise you. Okay, what did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
Please can you repeat that?
Yeah, so we studied this tonight.
Yes.
What did the Emancipation Proclamation do?
Save the union.
Oh, now that's the next one.
Oh, okay.
That one is about Lincoln. That's about Lincoln. But the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. So I'm going to show you how to remember that, okay? Stand up. Okay. Yeah. So so this is slavery. So the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves, okay? Okay, again. Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. One more time. Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. Yeah?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. That's great. Okay.
Okay, class. So if you watch this, you will see that these questions are things you already know, okay? You already know these questions. Okay, what did the Emancipation Proclamation do? Freed the slaves. These are the civics questions. Okay, when was the Constitution written? What is an amendment? Okay, a change to the Constitution. Okay. What is one war fought in the 1800s in the United States? Okay, Civil War. So we will practice these questions in class. Okay, okay. Well, thank you, class, for all of your hard work today. Okay, thank you, class, and see you next time. Thank you.